Hi guys, welcome back to the RC store. My name's Ammo. Now, those of you that have been following our journey know we recently purchased the Losi LMT 2.0. If you haven't seen that video, check it out on our channel. We have our first run with it. What a epic truck. However, those of you that are loyal followers will also know we just done a huge tour. One of the biggest, most expensivest videos I've ever filmed. That's right, I went out to New York City, across the pond to go RC shopping. Whilst I was there, I purchased many RC parts. I'm talking parts we can't get here for RC cars. Now, I've got a couple of drag cars up here that are going to get built up now. I've got all the parts for them. There's many other cars that I've got parts for. There's many RCs that I brought whilst I was out there. But I had to be very careful in terms of selection because there's only so much I could put in my luggage. Even though I put an extra 46 odd kilo on my luggage on the way back, I did manage to pick up some RCs. My daughter actually wanted the mini version, so I thought, what an opportunity for me to get one on the channel. So without further ado, guys, we have the Losi Mini Gravedigger. Here we go. It's the LMT Mini 18th scale Gravedigger. Now, in this video, we're actually going to take this out. We're going to unbox it. We're going to go through the unboxing process, check out the specifications, and we're actually going to run this all in this one video. You guys have seen what this is all about. I totally understand it's a different kettle of fish. This is incredible, but I wanted to see what the smaller scale is like. Can we still have fun with the smaller scale? Do we really need to spend all that money buying the big one? Or can we have just as much fun with the smaller one? Well, we're about to find out. So without further ado, let's get this unboxed. So looking at the box art ever so quickly, as you can see here, this is a ready to run vehicle, officially licensed. It has LED headlights, it's fully ready to run. This is the Mini Gravedigger LMT 4-wheel drive monster truck. Over on the side, you can see a bit of a tribute to the living legacy of the Anderson family. So looking at the back of the box here, you can see it's got realistic BKT tires with high traction chevron tread, aluminium links, aluminium powder coated chassis plates, and it's got tunable threaded oil filled shocks as well. Now it's got two positions on the wheelie bar. You've got scale solid axles and locked center transmission, functional LED headlights with coloured lenses, and an oversized 25 tooth 380 brushed motor. Over on this side, it shows the specifications of the vehicle, so length, width, height and ground clearance, the truck itself, the controller and what it comes with. Ready to run, included is the actual truck itself, an SLT2 transmitter, 4 AA batteries, a Spectrum Smart 810 mAh 50C G2 2S LiPo battery with IC2 connectors, Spectrum Smart G2 2S LiPo USB-C charger, a user manual, and some miscellaneous tools. Required item, nothing. Everything required is included in the box. That's absolutely fantastic. So opening the box, this is how it comes. Packaged very nicely. Let's get it out. And underneath the truck, you do have another box there, which will have your transmitter. Pop this up. And underneath that, you do have your manuals, a few other goodies as well. So we've got it all unboxed, spread across the desk. Let's check out what it comes with. So you've got the SLT2 controller. This is a decent controller for an entry-level vehicle. You've got your steering rate and steering trim just here. An on and off switch on the back just there. Throttle limit, which is just there, which is 50, 75 or 100. Depending on how fast you want the actual car to go, you can limit that. And you do have steering reverse and steering neutral as well. On the bottom here of the hand grip, insert for 4 AA batteries. The controller itself is really nice and small. You can control it single-handedly. And it's a decent little controller, to be fair. I've used this with a fair few entry-level RCs. For example, like your Armour, Fury, etc. They come with these. And they've not been bad little controllers, to be fair. You also get your USB charger, which is a Spectrum SPM XC0040. if those of you that want to know the model number. But yeah, it's a very basic USB charger. You do get a adapter plug just here as well. 4 AA batteries, cross wrench, a bind plug, a little thank you card from Spectrum saying thank you for purchasing the item. Obviously, it shows you a bit of information around the back about the smart G2 batteries and charger, etc. Losi inspired decal just there, like you do with every Losi vehicle, and it's more like a business card on the rear with all their social media platforms, etc. You do get an Adam Anderson card, once again, with a few of his details on the back and a QR code there as well. So a quick lithium ion battery safety guideline just here. It shows you about the connectors, so forth. A lot of you guys won't want to know this, but all the information is there if you're a newbie and if this is your first truck. Leaflet with all the optional extras available. So on this you can see Son of a Digger, which is the other variant you can get of this truck in blue, and aluminium option parts are all listed on the back of that. So there's many upgrades you can physically buy. You do get a manual. The manual obviously is the same manual for the Son of a Digger as well as the Grave Digger. In the manual itself, it does give you a quick start guide, very basic, shows you how to run the truck, etc., and how to get yourself going. Over on the back of the manual, it has actually got exploded diagrams. So the exploded diagrams will help you with part numbers, locating part numbers, etc. So if you need to get some replacement parts, you can use them numbers and give them to your dealer, and you can physically purchase them parts. The manual does come in multiple languages as well. Enough of the blah blah. Let's check out what we're all here for. This little mini truck. Yes, that thing is so cool. Now, after getting the LMT2, I had to get this and I had to check it out for myself. It just looks so cool, and I think this is going to be a perfect little backyard basher, or alternatively something you can use inside your house, in the lounge, and yeah, just have a lot of fun with. But yeah, oh, look at this. I'll bring the camera in really quickly, show you a quick glance over this before we head out and get into some action. So looking at this ever so quickly, you can see it's a nigh-on replica of the bigger version. You do have LED working lights at the front there. Your servo is mounted on the front axle. You still got the BKT tires, as you can see. Even down to the little scale detail, for example, the exhaust is all there in position. You do have aluminium 4 links at the bottom. You do have adjustable suspension, as you can see. Now, obviously, the LMT2 has internal springs and double shocks, where this one doesn't. Now, this is the mini version once again. It's an 18th scale truck. And to be fair, so far, I am impressed. There is a scaled cockpit for those of you that like your scaled details, as you can see. Very nice. You do have your driver, Adam Anderson, sitting in there himself, ready to go for a blast. Decals across the side, looking absolutely fantastic. Same going over the top. You can see the roll cage coming around the back here. And this is the wheelie bar. So it is basically a piece of plastic that rolls, classed as a wheelie bar. The LMT 2.0 does not have any of that. It just has basically that cage pokes out the back and it just prevents you from flipping. Over on the back, you can see your solid rear axle, your suspension, your anti-roll bar links just there. Looking at it from underneath, you can see your 4 links that are metal. Much better view from here. You can also see your prop shafts and your cups that are metal once again. Your solid axles. Yeah, fantastic. Now, here you do have your pinions and spur just under that cover. The motor sits across there. And you can probably see the opposite side of the brushed motor just there. Now, in order to remove the body, you do have some clips. One there, same on the opposite end, and one across the front at the bottom just there. So we're going to undo there, get the body off. So now that the clips are undone, you literally just lift the front of the body and the canopy lifts up. You can see some cables running to your front headlights just there. And you do have a battery pre-installed. Now, these do come with tethers. You can just literally lift them up, remove them, and the battery can be removed. Nice little battery, 810 milliamp 50C rated 2S battery. Not bad. You got a battery compartment there. Now I do have 3S batteries of this size, so you could get a higher milliamp 2S battery in there. You got your 2-in-1 receiver just there, as you can see. So when I say 2-in-1, it is your speed controller and receiver in one. So if you do change out the motor and the ESC to a brushless system, you will have to replace the transmitter and put a receiver in there too. So just a heads up to those of you that may be planning on going brushless. And over here, you've got your on and off switch, as you can see just there. So you don't have to take the body off when you want to turn it on and off. Spinning it around this way, you can actually see the motor. Once again, there are motor upgrades available for this. You can get brushless systems in here, but that's entirely up to yourself if you want to do that. Over here, you can see your input plug for your battery, which is a nice tidy place. It's actually held on quite nicely there. I do like that. The shocks themselves are adjustable shocks. As you can see there, they are oil filled and they seem to work rather nicely. Very, very plush. You can see the anti-roll bar just there. That's working really, really nicely as well. So I've just connected up the battery to show you guys the front headlights working. Don't they look great? Now, the controller, etc. is all been switched on. All working. I'm actually eager to go out and go have some fun with this. I'm that eager. I'm having a little blast on the desk. Woo! It actually wheelies, guys. Oh, right, let's go out and let's see what this thing can do. I'm here on location with the Losi Mini LMT grave digger. What a fantastic day it is here today in the UK. Temperature is about 14 degrees. I've come out to a concrete skate park where we ran the LMT 2.0. Now this is a lot smaller truck. It's an 18th scale. We're going to give it a blast over the concrete skate park. Let's see how it handles some of these jumps and how controllable is this. Now this has got no driving aids, just a raw truck, and let's see if it is actually fun as a monster truck. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now this is tiny. And compared to the LMT 2.0, it is a lot smaller, but it is quite nippy. I didn't expect it to be as nippy as it is. Now I do want to turn the steering rate down a little. It is a bit sensitive, so let me just trim that down. Right, all trimmed out. Let's see what it can do. Keep it going. So coming over the next jump here. Oh, I took that like a champ. Going back round. No issues there. Have another go. Nice. I am asking a bit much for this, to be fair, from an 18th scale truck. It's not something you'd usually do with something this size. This is more of a back garden basher, but it's taking it. Yeah. Right, this is something my daughter's going to have a lot of fun with. Like I said, it's probably more aimed at kids or people that are getting into the hobby that want a monster truck. That's pretty realistic. Like I said, it is quite realistic the way it performs. Oh, taking a beating. Like I said, this will be perfect in your back garden for smaller areas. Can't go wrong. Now, I did want to set up a backflip, but I don't have a ramp with me. If I had a ramp, I would do a backflip with it. But on grass, once again, no issues on grass. Considering it's an 18th scale, it's doing well on grass. And power-wise, it ain't too bad either. Yes. It took that nicely. Let's try that again. Yes. Bringing it back round. It turns on the dime. it feels a lot more cushioned than something like the Mini Max, to be fair. And that's probably down to the tyre compound. The tyre compound's quite bouncy, which helps hell of a lot on something like this. Lights working perfectly great. Like I said, this for my daughter, she's gonna absolutely be chuffed with this. You can still perform tricks with this and have a lot of fun. Let's see if I can do a drop in on this. Now, like I said, it is a lot to ask, but let's see if you can do it. Oh yes, dropped in perfect. And over. Excellent. Watch it come back up. Another drop in. Perfect once again. Yeah, boy. Nice. This is a fantastic little truck, that's for sure. Now, a lot of you will probably say you don't agree with small RC trucks, etc. But like I said, sometimes you're limited on space, and there's kids that are getting involved in the hobby, and I think we should encourage them, to be fair. And these sort of trucks make it all possible for the little ones to have fun and for us to have fun in backyards, to be fair. It's not always that we get to go out, or not all of us have got big areas that we can play in. So something like this, yeah, it's ideal. And like I said, setting a few ramps, etc. up with this, you can have some fantastic fun. Now, I was actually going to set up some ramps and bring them out with me. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to 3D print them. Each ramp takes approximately like 8 hours to print, etc. So I will 3D print some ramps. I'll do another video where we can probably just have a bit more fun with this in the respect of see if it can do backflips, etc. That would be quite interesting. You can upgrade these, like I said, with a brushless system. Now, with a brushless system, it's going to have a lot more power, and it's going to be able to do backflips, etc. a lot easier. So that's maybe something we do in the future. Comment below, let me know if you'd like to see that. Some of you guys might not be interested, but I know a lot of people are, especially over in the States. Mini RCs are taking over there, as well as over in Japan. A lot of people are into small RCs like the Mini Zs, etc. But yeah, what a little rig. Just showing you how small it actually is. I'm going to zoom out for a second. Now you can see the true scale size of it. So it is small. Like I said, it's an 18th scale, but it does incredibly well. I don't know if it'll get up this. Oh, it did. Nice. Bring it over to myself. Over the jump. Oh, first flip on the roof. We'll blame the camera angle. Whoa, big air there. Wow. Now, the Mini Max does have more power, that's for sure. I have done backflips with that, but this I've not managed to pull a backflip with. I'll give it a go though. Definitely give it a go for you guys. Here we go. No, just not enough power. Are we going to try it again? Let's give it one more go. No, just not enough power, but a perfect landing for sure. What a little truck. Now, for the price, can't go wrong. Oh, did a bicycle there, and that was with no aid. This can be a lot of fun, to be fair. Yeah, definitely a great truck. In terms of 18th scale, I've had a few cars that are 18th scale, few 12s, few 16ths, and I've had some monster truck type cars, and out of all of them, I think this one acts as the monster truck. The best is the only way to put it in terms of realism of a monster truck. That no bottoming out on that jump. Nice. Let's try that again. No, perfect. Like I said, it's an awesome little truck. Big air. Execute that nicely. Over onto the other side. Perfect. Look at it go. Like I said, for a small RC, this thing is doing it. Oh yeah. Big air. And over. Nice. Oh yes. Proper going for it. Wheelie as well. No way. This thing's got it going on. Woohoo! So one thing I have noticed with this is when you give it beans, as in full throttle, it becomes really lively, and that's when you can start really doing some tricks with it. Like that. You do need to give it some beans. Yes. Like I said, it's the first time I'm running this, first time I've had to go with it, and am I impressed? Yes. Like I said, the grip is phenomenal on turning. Spoke too soon, but nevertheless, it's back upright. Yeah, like I was saying, the grip's fantastic on these tyres. It just literally wants to grip. Yes. Straight off the bat, wheelies, different surface. Now running on a skate park is a concrete surface, very smooth, but on tarmac, completely different. No way. Wheelie straight off the bat, and this battery has been going for approximately now 10-15 minutes, and it still has enough power in it to pull a wheelie. Wow, the Mini LMT Grave Digger. What a fantastic little truck this is. Now, it did take a bit of me getting used to it, and that's for sure. I was taking it easy on the truck to begin with, and then I realised in order for this thing to shine, you just got to give it some beans. And wow, does it perform. This thing shocked me. As soon as I took it on rough tarmac, this thing wheelied, and that was where the battery was about dead, and it wheelied vertically. Absolutely amazing. Completely surprised me. This would probably be more suited to, like I said, a backyard, or if you're in a parking lot, or a car park should I say. Absolutely amazing. Take a ramp with you and go have some fun. I do want to use this on some ramps, but when I mean ramps, I'm not talking 8-foot jumps. I want to be using this on small ramps where it can do a few flips, it can do jumps about that high, backflips, etc., and just have some fun. My daughter is absolutely eager to get her hands on this, and I think it's absolutely amazing way of getting your kids into the hobby and into monster trucks, if that's your thing. I did have another little monster truck, which is the same scale that I used, which was fantastic. I'll bring that up right now, and that was the FMS Colorado. It is the same scale size, and what a machine this thing was. This was really, really impressive. I used it at the same skate park and absolutely sent it, and this thing was amazing. We've had, me and my daughter, hours and hours of fun with this, jumping in the backyard, over ramps, etc. Yeah, great little truck. But this thing comes into a world of its own. The way it handles is just how a monster truck should. And right next to it here, we've got the LMT 2.0. If you haven't seen the video to that, be sure to check that out. That's on the channel as well. Guys, if you've enjoyed this content, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to smash that notification button, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.